Hey guys, so it's Ella, and today I'm doing a kind of different video because it's Thanksgiving week, and Thanksgiving was yesterday anyways, and a lot of people will be doing videos of books they are thankful for, and like grateful for, and like really thankful for. So I want to do 5 books I'm thankful for, and just kind of disclaimer here, the one book I'm really thankful for will always be the Bible, but I'm not putting this in this because I'm doing 5 books besides 5 books. The Bible just tops everything. And so I'm just doing 5 books out of the Bible because my faith means so much to me and God, and I just am not going to put it in here, but I'm just going to 5 other books. So, on with those books. So the first book is Heaven is Real by Todd Burpo, and with the help of Lynn Vincent. This book is literally so good. Oh my gosh. I'm sure a lot of you have read this, especially if you're Christian and have like a faith, because this book literally is so good. I know I know growing up, I read this book my freshman year of high school, and like growing up, like when you discover your faith, like you can be kind of like apprehensive about things, or like you don't know what's real, what's not real, and like you just have to trust God, and that's totally awesome, but sometimes it's very hard. And this book really changes that for you, because it gives you the affirmative, like, yes, this is true, yes, this is real. I know that sometimes it's bad to say that because you have lack of faith. Sometimes we all struggle with faith, especially, and it's just how humans are, and this book really affirms it, because I believe this book 100%, and I really believe in this book, and I think it's so good, and it really makes you think about heaven and God and Jesus and how life is after death, and it's so good, and it makes you feel so good about everything. So if you don't know, this book is about a little boy. It's a true story, obviously. It's about this little boy named Colton Burpo, and he when he was little, he got sick, and when he doing surgery, he goes to heaven. And he comes back with all these incredible memories that are so, like, true, because obviously he wouldn't know these things. He was, like, 3, I think. It's just incredible, and a lot of you probably know about this, and this book is so good, and everyone should read it. Everyone should read this precious book. And, yes. And it's so good. So, I just have to say that it's good, and it really helps you, reaffirms your faith, and it's just a good book. So, Heaven is Real by Todd Burpo. Next book I have is I Liked My Path by Lynn Austin. By the way, it's my second time filming this video. First time I was on camera, and I thought I was filming for some reason, but I wasn't. I was taking pictures. I don't know, that's crazy. I don't know how I thought that. Anyways, because this is my phone. But back to the books I'm thankful for is I Liked My Path by Lynn Austin. Ta-da! Anywho, this book is so good. Okay, this book is amazing. Lynn Austin is a historical Christian writer. She writes books that take place in the past in the historical fiction, and they are people usually going through faith problems or faith or just growing up, and they also revolve around God, and it's so good. And anyways, but 3 of her books she's written a ton of books. And the Finals Fire trilogy, and they're all 3 stories are connected that take place in the Civil War. 1 North, 1 South, and 1 with slavery. And it was just very good. But this one is the one that takes place with 2 slaves, named Grady and Anna or Kitty. Just depends. You'll find out when you read the book. But it's obviously they're slaves and they're going through so much hard times, and that is such a big focus of the book, obviously. But they're going through. You learn through this book. They're going through so much more. They're going through life, and they're going to try to figure out who they are. Like, they love themselves, like love God, and like figure out their faith and figure out who God is, and just find love, like relationships and friendships, and how to love. And I keep saying love 5 million times, but it's so true. And then forgiveness is a big part of this book, and just realizing how people can forgive, and God forgives you. It's so good, and everyone has flaws, and you just really see that through this book, and it is so good. Like, literally makes me, when I read this book, I made like rethink a lot of things, how I thought in my life, and how I viewed other people, like, and how I view like certain sins. Like, this book really plans it all out for you, and it's so good. And I don't know, maybe you might not get that out of being this book, but I did, and I know like my sister said the same things about this book, and it is so good. And oh my gosh, it's so good. It's such a good book. I love this book, and so good. And the characters are amazing. I love both of the characters. They're so good. Oh my gosh, I keep saying so good, but so true. Okay, so This book is amazing. Lynn Austen, A Light to My Path by Lynn Austen, obviously. And the next book is Lightning Thief by the only one and only Rick Riordan. Okay, so this book is obviously like one of my favorite books of all time, but when I was in 6th grade, we learned about Greek mythology in school, and I was like in love. We did like a whole unit about it. I thought it was incredible. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. And then my mom told me about these books called that she heard of that about this boy and has just Greek gods and goddesses and all sorts of things, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. And I read each one by myself. My December, my 6th grade year, I just plowed through the first 4 books because they're the only ones that out. Lightning Thief, Sea Monsters, Titan's Curse, and The Battle's Labyrinth. I love all 4 of them, and ever since then, I've read every single Rick Riordan book. I've read all of them, and they're all so good, and oh my gosh, they're so good. And obviously, you guys probably all read them, but this book, they just keep getting amazing, and they keep being amazing. But Percy Jackson and Olympians is definitely my favorite series by him, and this is my 7th favorite book by him. My first one obviously is being Last Olympian, because I love that book. But Lightning Thief really started off and paved the way for me loving Greek mythology, and I learned so much about it and mythology in general. And I love Percy is my number 1 favorite fictional male character of all time. This book is so good, and I love Percy and I love Anna and I love Grover, and it's such an awesome trio, and everything was so amazing. And Percy was such a good chosen one in general, and oh, it's so good. It's my favorite book of all time. So favorite series, and so this definitely means so much to me because each time Rick Riordan book comes out, it makes me think of this. So, A Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. Obviously, you guys all know it's about because you guys have all already read it. If you haven't, what are you doing? This book, another book you guys all have read, but means a lot to me. The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So, I read this book March my freshman year of high school. It was right before the movie came out. I was wasn't gonna read these books. I thought they were too violent. I didn't think I would like them. Because of the violence, but now it's completely opposite. I always want action, violence, fight scenes, I like that sort of stuff. Well, not violence, but battle scenes. That's besides the point. But I read The Hunger Games, and I was in love. I read Academy Bar in love, read Mockingjay in love, and then when I saw the movie, I was so in love with the movie. And ever since the movie came out, each movie come out, it's been something so much to me. And loving the books and loving the movies and just loving the whole franchise. And I love Joe Florence. I thank you so much, Suzanne Collins, for these incredible books. Because obviously in this channel I focus more about YA, and this book really made me realize what YA was, and it wasn't as big then, but it's huge now. And I read so much YA books now ever since, and Hunger Games really paved the way for that. And a lot of books have too, but this is probably the most popular, and how it really showed what YA stands for and what it is, and how good these books are, and how YA books are amazing. And this book was so good, and ever since then I've really read so much more YA books. It really made me realize a lot more about dystopian books, because I love dystopians, my favorite genres. And this book just means so much to me. I love Katniss and Peeta. It is so good, and you guys have all read it, obviously, and it probably means a lot to you too, obviously. But oh my gosh, just YA, in this book, obviously, I want to be an author someday, and this book made me want to be an author. It made me want to be I want to write something like Hunger Games, something that big and amazing and good, and people love that and obsess about. I want to write something like that. I don't know if that'll happen, obviously, but thinking that and wanting that. So Hunger Games gave me ideas how to people, and I love this book so much because it means so much to me, and it just really makes me want to be an author and be a YA author and just love YA and appreciate people who really paved the way for it. And Suzanne Collins was with Katniss and Hunger Games. So yes, I'll stop rambling now. So Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Woo! And then the last book is Unbroken by Lauren Hillenbrand. I read this book my senior year of high school after I saw that movie. I never do that. It's one of the only books I've ever I can only count a few books I've watched a movie and haven't read the book, and I read the book last, so I just never read the book. But this book, the movie, I saw the movie, I was in love with the movie. I thought it was so good, and then I was I have to read the book, and then I read the book, and I was so in love with the book. And after I read this book, I got his autobiography, Devil at My Heels, and I love that book. I read the book, and I was just felt obsessed with this whole story and this whole amazingness. Okay, so I'm a distance runner. I ran since I was 7th grade. And now I'm a sophomore in college, and I still run. I still compete with track, and I do track and cross in college now. And I did it in high school, and I did in junior high. So it's always like money's been meant a lot to me, and it's definitely been like struggle with money a lot of times mentally, and just feel like you can't do it anymore. So and but knowing that you have to be tough and suck it up. And so this book is all about, how Louis Zampoiani went through such a hard time. He went through literally so much and came out of it, and then he became like an incredible person. And this book is an incredible, incredible story, and I love this book so much. And it really like makes me think like, like when I can't, or I feel so like down about stuff about running, that like, he got through this, so I can get through this way, so I can get through this practice or work out and like just keep like trucking. And this book, he definitely keeps going, and I couldn't do something like this. He went through so much, and like I like realized how much mental toughness means to people, and how much like obviously it means a lot to me, and how much you struggle with it, people struggle with it, and how much when you get in a situation like this, how he kept pushing, and he went going and like beat all that mental like insecurities, and you can't do it. Like he went and did it, and it was so good. And he's an incredible person, and then he became like went through like PTSD, and then came out of that, and like and he became like, and he had like, he was a good husband, a good dad, and he became like a Christian, and how he had faith, and then forgiveness is another thing. Part of this book is forgiveness, and how you be able to forgive everyone, and oh my gosh, this book is so good. And I love this book. I'm so grateful to God for letting me read. It's like showing me the story. And but yeah, if you haven't read Unbroken, like a lot of you probably have seen the movie, but you should read the book too, because it really paints the picture. So by Lon Hillebrand. So those are my 5 books. Ta-da! These are my 5 books. It's so much easier to hold them up than those like other books I've held up. Like so easy. So oops. So thanks for I jinxed myself. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.